pimps and pimpaholics everywhere. I'm the positively pimptacular superfly B-Smooth Brian Reese. You're watching FrontRowFanatics.com. And until next time, wrestling fans, be smooth.
I'm the Gargoyle, Front Row Fanatics, here at the triumphant return of XIW at the Killing Fields in Pascagoula, Mississippi. I'm here with Justin Stone after he did some devastating ass kicking on some chump thing called what, the Blue, whoever?
The Blue Puma?
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know what they call that guy, but I tell you what, he ain't worth a shit.
I am.
Justin Stone came here for some real competition. They put me up against a flying squirrel. What do you call that? Let me tell you something. This place ain't just hardcore. This place ain't just where the badasses play. This is the town that everybody's scared of. And if you don't understand that, you don't need to be here. You got that, Gargoyle? God damn it. You got that?
Are you goddamn right? Don't get my
That's right.
That's right.
Don't keep my shot. Don't keep my. You say no party. You know that.
No party grab, baby. No party grab. Here we go, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans. I'm the Gargoyle of the Front Row Fanatics, and I'm here with the Hard Time Express. Ricky motherfucking Rocket, badass Booger Brown, the Hard Time Express. You can look at these two badasses. They've been in a fucking war here at XIW. Gentlemen, say what you gotta say. You beat some ass. You're taking names. I'm getting the hell out of Dodge because I don't want to be the next victim.
You see, XIW, you unlocked what was always hidden in these two badasses right here, and that's hardcore. You want it so bad. You see, I'm known all around the world for being such a technical wrestler, but you see, you didn't go back to my roots, the roots this man right here came up in, and that's hardcore fucking heaven. So let me tell you something. Bring your tables, bring your chairs, bring your thumbtacks, bring the fire, because I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter, because next time, you're doing hard time.
Who? Ricky Rocket, the past haunts people. Booger Brown, you little bitches had my frickin' tag on your back. And now, what have you got?
Hey,
Worse?
2 sick son of a bitches on their back.
They couldn't take what frickin' Adrian Street took to be trained by Crazy Joe. He took it all when I was a young man and didn't give a shit if I beat you, bounced you, and made you my little bitch. That's why Adrian Street is the sickest motherfucker in this business other than Crazy Joe.
Hey,
wrestling business.
you got hit in the head too many damn times. Adrian Street, that's a Tinkerbell. I'm Adrian frickin' Whisper. Are you okay? Oh shit. You might need to go to the doctor.
The doctor?
Hit that motherfucker.
What? This is what it's about. We don't care. No more. This is what you say. XIW. It's over. Old school
Wrestling.
is over. Tag teams are obliterated. We're taking them all out. They're going to not exist when Whisper and Fargo takes your asses to the factor. Because they don't want to be like us.
Because they've never been us. I'm gonna ride you like I stole you. We always lick it right after we roll it. We smoke our grass right before we get in there and whoop that ass. Don't hide it, light it, roll a fatty for 2 Doug Daddies. Let me hear everybody in internet land saying being old school empire ain't easy. Ha!
If we can't whip somebody else's ass, we'll fuck each other up. here. Hold on. Hey, get it. Who is it?
Anywhere, anytime. Homeschool empire is over with.
You want some? We got some.
If you got big enough balls,
Step in the ring.
come suck some. Now holla!
Get back! I'll see you, you son of a bitch!
There they go. Come on, get up.
Yo, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans, I'm the Gargoyle. This is Badass Bones. Throwdown Boys are back in town in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Tag team action. Jaden Matthews, they decided to wreak some havoc here in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Y'all dudes, I know y'all hate my guts and I'm fixing to leave before you beat my ass, but tell the people what is on the minds of the Throwdown Boys. Please don't hit me no more, I'm leaving.
What's on the mind of the Throwdown Boys is causing as much devastation, pain, and chaos as we can. That's what we help. And you know what? While we're doing all this, we're going to look so good doing it. I mean, look at us. Look at my man right here, Jay Matthews. Isn't he the epitome of good looks? And I myself. Need we say more? Throwdown Boys, baby. Throwdown Boys, come see us. Because you know you want to. Deuces, baby.
Good evening, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans. Welcome once again to another fantastic edition of the Front Row Fanatics. I'm the Gargoyle, here with my tag team partner, the most interesting man in the world,
Cheech.
and the one, the only, the evil POD,
Zadok.
Zadok. He doesn't want to speak because he's evil. And tonight, we are going to be doing a review of XIW, Extreme Impact Wrestling's November 2 Dismember that took place Saturday, November 12th at the Killing Fields in Pascagoula, Mississippi. So with that being said, I'm tagging in to my tag team partner, Cheech. Take it away, big daddy.
That's right. XIW took a little hiatus for 2 years, but they did come back and, in my opinion, put on a great show. Due to being on a hiatus for 2 years and a little bit of scheduling conflicts, the crowd was a little bit small, but they still put on a great show for us as fans that need that need for extreme and and gory. It was awesome. It does take place at the Killing Fields of Mississippi, aka the Jackson County Fairgrounds. And they started the show out, the beginning of the show coming out, Commissioner Ricky Roberts, who I had no idea that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just asking.
But Ricky the Rocket Roberts came out of the ring officially declaring both of the XIW Heavyweight Championship belt and the XIW Pure Wrestling Championship belt were basically up for grabs. Basically we're going to get a plan together to get these belts on somebody. And the Gangster of Destruction, G.O.D. Adrian Whisper, came out and had plenty of words to say to the commissioner. They were kind of bickering back and forth, and basically what ended up is the commissioner said, well, hey, if you got a problem with it, these belts are mine. They're on my waist. He claimed both the belts. After such words that basically started the show off from there, that G.O.D. Adrian Whisper, he is actually the CEO of the company, but the board of directors nominated Ricky Roberts as the commissioner, so he's kind of throwing his weight around, it seems like. So he didn't like that too well.
A little bit of abrasion between the two personalities there at XIW.
Definitely. But they started off the show with the first match of the Yellow Hornet versus Kid Matthews, who was a surprise by me to see there. Ended up actually being a fairly decent match, but it was disqualified due to Bones interfering with the match. So then, nobody ended up with the win on that match. Now, Bones is a pretty big dude, and not to mention he scared some kids in the crowd.
Absolutely, and the first thing I can say, starting off this show, and I was like you, I was waiting eagerly with bated breath and pulse pounding and everything, getting ready for this extreme violent stuff to get underway. And then who comes out? Kid Matthews! I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Diaper Boy in XIW?
That was fun.
I mean, oh my God, I almost fell out of the chair. But, as much of a hard time as I give to Kid Matthews, he has steadily been improving. He actually looked like he's bulked up a bit,
Yes,
you know.
yes,
And
some weight.
hitting the gym, he looks like he's up to 117 pounds instead of 97, but you know. What was that? So the butt injections there or something? The studio audience? I don't know. But anyway, seeing Kid Matthews there was a surprise. The Yellow Hornet, he has been an XIW mainstay, and it was a pretty good match.
Yes.
You know, I give credit where credit is due. Entertaining, and then the Evil and Mr. Nasty Bones interfered. And
With that interference, of course, comes out Commissioner Rocket, raising hell and carrying on some commotions. And in the meantime, B. Smooth, who was the ring announcer, got a text message from the board of directors, actually that night at that moment, stripping Rocket of commissioner role. So he was no longer commissioner, and B. Smooth was appointed commissioner. So it kind of took a turn real quick that night, and ended up actually setting some different matches and setting some belts on the line, putting people in matches that they don't think they wanted to be in, as far as Rocket and his partner. But once they carried on with that, it brought us to the next match, who was none other than Justin Stone, which was good to see him there, versus somebody I've never seen before, the Blue Puma, which I have not seen him ever, actually.
that makes two of us, and I'm sure Zadok will make it an even three, man.
Haven't seen it.
But all in all, not a bad match. You know, you go up somebody as thick as Justin Stone, and this Blue Puma, he was agile, but a very small individual. Smaller, probably weighed less than Kid Matthews, I'd have to say. But he was pretty agile in the ring. Stone did come away with the win on there with a Death Valley driver. But, you know, what do you expect? You go up somebody against Justin Stone with his size and being in the business as long as he has, you can't expect somebody like the Blue Puma to get the W off of that.
He worked him over pretty sporty.
But that actually wasn't a bad match.
No, he gave him a good, nice welcome to the Killing Fields beat down with some good copious amounts of physical abuse, which I was enjoying quite thoroughly, you know. And the Puma was giving me this like, why are you hating on the Why are you hating on the Puma? And I'm like, hey dude, you know, I have bowel movements bigger than you know, but what can I say? Justin Stone beat him like a redheaded stepchild there to get the win at the Killing Field, so hey.
That's right. One of the changes that B. Smooth made as becoming the commish was he was upset over the interference of Bones with the Kid Matthews and the Yellow Hornet match, so he actually rescheduled a triple threat match with Yellow Hornet versus Kid Matthews versus Bones as well, which that match was all over the place. Can't get over how big this Bones guy is, and I've never seen him. I'm sure you've seen him before, but he's a pretty big dude. Kid Matthews did end up getting the win on this match because Yellow Hornet and Bones pretty much beat themselves up, and Kid jumped in there and swooped up and pinned Bones for the 1, 2, 3 in a hurry, so he took advantage of that. Yeah, that's right, that's right.
I think he was pointing on there because he was not senseless, man, you know, Bones, like the Yellow Hornet, has been a mainstay there in XIW for a while, who I have seen there on several occasions, and him and the Hornet were, you know, like you and Zadok both said, they were battling on the outside while Kid Matthews was sliding around there, you know, easing and greasing, like you said. As much as I hate to give credit where credit is due, he jumped in at the right time to get the Duke, man. So what can you say?
Yellow Hornet's actually a pretty agile guy too, and he knows the ropes, he knows the ring, and you know, he did a really good job on taking on that big man. You know, so Kid Matthews can get in there and get the best of him.
Yeah.
Plus, he's from Moose Dump, Saskatchewan, man. So I mean, when you're from Moose Dump, I mean.
What are they, part of the Throwback Boys, isn't that what they're called?
No, the Throwdown Boys. That was Bones.
Yep. So that brings us up to the next match that Commissioner Smooth set up, which was Ricky Rocket and Booger Brown, who's known as the Hard Time Express at XIW, versus the Old School Empire, who is the Gangster of Destruction, Adrian Whisper, and none other than Crazy Joe Fargo, who I've heard of many, many times, but have not seen him, and oh my God. This was actually set up as, what they were dubbing as a real tag team match before the main event to see how they could go. And just a good old wrestling tag match. Crazy Joe Fargo ended up covering Rocket for the 1-2-3 pin, but these are some violent guys. This is the match that actually started out with the young lady in the audience was really, really heckling them for pretty much most of the show. And they grabbed that young lady over the rail and just gave her a beat down that she certainly was not expecting. And I don't think anybody in the crowd was either.
I hear you, and I've been to a lot of shows, and I'm a pretty psycho, crazy guy. And I'll admit, I was speechless there for a minute when they yanked that woman over the guardrail, and they busted her melon open, man. I mean, and the three of us were sitting there like, oh my God, the blood was gushing out of her forehead, and they, oh my.
Give her a pump handle slam, hit her in the head with a chair.
Yeah, and if they'll do that to the fans, just think what they'll do to other wrestlers there in the killing fields, man. I was flabbergasted.
That's crazy.
Did y'all notice that the couple that was sitting directly behind us, when they snatched that girl over the rail, they hauled ass.
They got a dodge.
Vaporized, never to be seen again.
Poof, 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 like Cheech and Chong said, up in smoke, they were gone, man. And
That was great. Never seen anything like it, but
never in my life, man. I honestly will admit that. And I've been to a lot of shows all over the Gulf Coast and everywhere else, but I've never seen a fan, much less a female fan, get snatched over and get the living crap beat out of her.
that was awesome.
I guess they'd heard all of it they could stand. She's been giving them the business all night long.
She was.
it.
She was an awesome heckler, man. I just had to sit back and chillax because I didn't need to say anything because she was all over like white on rice, man. But she paid the price for that.
Now, I thought Bones was going to do it prior because she was giving him a hard time too. And he didn't. As a matter of fact, he was coming up to you too, but he didn't want none of gargoyle.
That's right. Bones don't want none gargoyle now. I'll bust you up, boy.
But that actually brings us up to the main event. This was, I don't want to say they drug it out, but they actually played this card well with the challenges that they had. I guess you could put it that way, and they really did a good job for what they had to overcome. But the last match, the main event match, was a Japanese last man standing death match. Almost like a lumberjack style match as far as everybody in there, but it was a last man standing Japanese death match. Everybody on the roster that night was in there except for Blue Puma. Right. I think everybody else, Justin Stone, Rocket, Booger, Whisper, Crazy Joe, Kid Matthews, Bones, Yellow Hornet. I don't think I'm missing anybody, but everybody other than Blue Puma was in there. Which was just, it was everywhere. You had barbed wire, you had glass, neon bulbs, light bulbs, lots of light bulbs,
Thumbtacks,
fire,
barbed wire, yeah.
It was awesome. It was hard to keep track of, at least for me with the camera, but man, it was a lot of fun. The actual winner of that was Yellow Hornet, and he became the XIW Pure Wrestling Champion with that win. I loved it. I love this match. There was violence, fire. Everything you could want in an extreme matchup. This was great. So, I know you love it.
Everybody knows the gargoyle is a bloodthirsty, sick, and twisted individual, man. And I live for some hardcore. And a lot of people, they talk about it's garbage wrestling and all that. Okay, it might not be wrestling in its purest form, but you've got to be a tough, not just physically, but mentally tough individual to survive in this kind of environment. And I gotta say, there at the killing fields, there was some killing going on. And the one thing I really like about going to XIW is they promote themselves as a hardcore wrestling promotion. They don't shy away from it. They brag about it. It's one of the things that they're proud of. And this venue is outside.
Yes.
Which also gives them the ability to do a lot of other things that other promotions like one of our favorites, CSW, the House of Hardcore, Mosshead cannot do, like with the fire.
Yep.
They lit that table on fire over there with the barbed wire and the thumbtacks and, body slam through there. It was great, man.
Yep.
It was well worth driving by that other place there was in Loxley, Alabama, someplace to get my blood and violence fix on there, they say that's what wrestling should be. Well, for me, no. No. I like all styles of wrestling, and for that particular night, I wanted my blood and violence fix satisfied.
You went to the right place.
Absolutely.
I can tell you, if you're into that sort of thing too, and it's not, this particular night, I would have to say it was mostly violence. Justin Stone and Blue Puma was a good match, but not necessarily a violent match in the extreme way. So they do throw in some regular matches here and there, but we drove an hour and a half roughly. You guys drove a little bit longer, but from my location, it took us an hour and a half to get there. Definitely worth the drive. So anybody that's even any closer in the Mississippi area or in Mobile, you know, Pensacola, definitely give these guys a shot. It's not a new promotion. They were on a hiatus for 2 years. They're back up and running. It's actually a fairly reasonably well-known promotion. You know, they've been running for a good while.
Right.
And a lot of the guys that started the company are still there, and a lot of the guys that were with the company from the ground up are still there, and they put on one hell of a show. So they are going to actually take a few months off for the holidays, so their next running show is going to be March 24th in 2012. It's a Saturday. Definitely check out FrontRowFanatics.com and GulfCoastWrestling.com for more detail on the card. As far as when we get it, we'll definitely give it to you. But it's worth checking this out. There were some kids there. I probably wouldn't bring my kids, but it depends on the age of your children, because it definitely is extreme. I mean, there's no way to explain it. You got to see it for yourself. Definitely interested in checking that out.
Bone scared him.
Yeah, he did.
He brought him to tears, man. I mean,
yeah, he was out by the entranceway just crying and was afraid to come back in. And we talked to him and said, hey, you know, come. We told him who we were. Come sit with us. We'll protect you. We won't let nothing happen to you. And he did. He worked his way back in, sat right behind us, was under my feet a little bit while I was filming, but I didn't mind. You know, at least I got him back in there to enjoy the show, and he did enjoy the show. The main event was fun for everybody. It was just a blast. So real excited to be there and glad I got to make it. And I know I'll be back. So great job. It's on the other end of the world from CSW as far as traveling wise,
right.
But it's definitely worth the drive from over here. And
if you're a hardcore Hellion fan of CSW and you feel like a change of pace once in a while, I strongly urge you, make the road trip, get out of Dodge there for a while and come check out some XIW at the Killing Fields, man. They will definitely satisfy your thirst for violence and gore and blood and guts, along with some quality wrestling. Now, over the years, they've had, you know, a lot of guys over there. John Saxon, Steve Anthony, Malik Avalon with Travion as his manager. New Jack has been over there, you know. Check out Lords of Pain's YouTube account and you can see what happened the night 10 cop cars from Pascagoula's Finest came over there that they drove the crowd into a frenzy that the cops had to be called.
yeah, that's when all them chairs got thrown.
Yeah,
I got footage of that at Lord's of Pain. That's right.
Absolutely, and you know, there's Steve Anthony, who's you know been all over. You know, not just hardcore violent wrestling. They've had a lot of quality wrestlers over there too. Now they're kind of regrouping here, you know, after their hiatus, but I strongly urge you, give XIW a chance. Come out, check them out. You won't be disappointed. It's fun, and if worse comes to worse, what have you got to lose? You're getting out of the house. You're going to see something new, something different, something fresh, which is one of the reasons why we drove by Loxley, you know, to check these out. And for those people over there in Loxley, it's not a personal issue. We went to XIW, or speaking for myself, I won't speak for my two partners here, I wanted my hardcore violence fix on, and I knew I wasn't going to get that in Loxley. It's that simple. So we went to Pascagoula to get my hardcore fetish satisfied. So, you know, if you like it, make the road trip to the Killing Fields there in Pascagoula. You won't be disappointed.
That's right. And that is at the Jackson County Fairgrounds, a.k.a. the Killing Fields of Mississippi. Like Gargo said, it is an outdoor event. It's a nice facility too. When we say outdoor, it's not on some dirt pile or anything like that. Really is a nice, clean facility. Have a good little cafe there. Get you something to eat and to drink. Really laid out nice. I like the way they got that
lit. They have a capacity for large crowds, and there have been a lot larger crowds there than was at this last particular night that we attended to. You know, but they drew a pretty good crowd considering they've been out of action for 2 years and with, to my knowledge, minimum publicity, you know, so. But Zadok, you're awful quiet there, man. What's up with that?
I can't get a word in.
Bitch slap somebody there, man. Come on, woo! We're doing some some extreme hardcore review here, man. You know how it rolls.
I know how it goes. But honestly, folks, it was a great show. Like they said, the venue was great. It's a nice drive over to Pascagoula. The crowd, you know, there were several variables, like Cheech said, that had an effect on the crowd. You know, there were several other shows running. The show in Loxley was running. There was another show in Mississippi running. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Kid Rock was playing at Orange Beach or something. So, you know, there was a whole lot to do on the Gulf Coast especially as far as wrestling goes, because there was, I think, did New Heights
had
show
their
the same night?
cage match show there in the Funiac, so.
It was just a busy night. Yeah, there was no excuse not to get out and catch some wrestling somewhere.
What the hell is that fruity music in the background, man? What is that? What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. They're trying to soften up the mood here, man. It's not working.
But guys, check out the videos that have been posted. I know the Front Row Cheech has posted some. There should be some up on the Front Row Fanatics page. They'll be coming up, if they're not already there, on the Gulf Coast Wrestling page.
Yep.
We did make some still shots. We're going to post those as we go along. You can get a good look at the venue.
Also, Calvin was able to make the cage match, the double cage match at New Heights, so all that video's up there as well, so you can check that out. We didn't make it, and Calvin couldn't make it tonight, so we didn't actually do that review, but definitely all the footage is up, so check that out.
I've checked a lot of it out.
Yeah, there's some pretty good matches.
That was a great show. If you haven't seen any of those matches that have been posted, you need to take a look at them.
So there you go, the Front Row Fanatics. We're spreading out. We're covering more than one promotion. We're not just satisfied with the same old all the time like other people are, you know. We're covering the Gulf Coast. We're going from Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. We're even thinking about making some forays into Louisiana and Georgia here to give independent wrestling fans in our area, you know, some information, some video to show that there is not just the same old stuff out here, but there's good wrestling everywhere. Get out and support some indie wrestling.
That's right. You want to do a match night and runner-up on this, or you want to just...
Yeah, we can. I mean, well, I'm sure we're all going to agree on what the match of the night was. It was the bloody, gory death fest. Bob wire, light bulbs, thumbtacks, fire, blood, guts, main event, you know.
Yeah, that's what would, my match tonight would be definitely the main event. My runner-up would have to be the triple threat match, because I actually enjoyed watching Yellow Hornet, Kid Matthews, believe it or not, and Bones. I thought that was a pretty good time.
Yeah, they showed some skills up in there, you know, that surprisingly you might not have expected there from a promotion that builds itself extremely hardcore, but like I said, and you said also, all things, you know, considered, some guys were double booked, you know, no shows, all the other things going on. For a first show back after a 2-year hiatus, was it XIW's best show? No, I'll be honest, because I've seen them deliver better. But was it an entertaining show and a fun show and worth the drive? Yes. Would I recommend fans to go out there and check it out? Yes, I would, man. Definitely. I'll give it 2 thumbs up to the people at XIW. Thanks for your hospitality. You know, enjoyed it, and we will be back, or at least I will anyway.
My match picks for match of the night and runner-up is not to take any love away from Justin Stone. I got it for you, but Blue Puma just didn't do it for me, man. I'm sorry.
Well, you needed to work out carrying it anyway, there, buddy.
Right.
So I mean,
I was really happy to see that different side of Ricky Rocket. I mean,
Yeah, that was
it's
great.
my understanding that some of his roots are in hardcore, but I've never actually seen him in any.
I'm the same way too.
for those of us that's been here for a while, the ICW over there in the little shit warehouse there in Mobile, the Hard Time Express, you know, he and Booger Brown have been there for a long time, you know. Nick Vortex and Nick Wonder, they used to be a tag team over there. You had Reiner, Jerry Reiner was over there quite a bit, Cruz and Mays doing the little dance and shuffling and stuff. ICW was a good promotion, you know, which like a lot of others have been swept under, but those of us who've been Gulf Coast fans for a long time remember them, and they gave me my first taste of hardcore, you know, in this area. So I mean, And Crazy Joe, he was over there, Mercury McLeod, Cyrus LeVay, who's now is Omega. I mean, all your Gulf Coast guys that have been around for a while were over there in ICW too, so now they're here at XIW, so gotta love it.
Well, like you said, not seeing that side of Ricky Rocket, the promo that you've seen before this show is a great idea of what he's talking about. When I watched that promo that he did with Booger, it made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I mean, the intensity in that promo and how he really came out, I mean, it's great, man. I can't wait to see him again, I ain't gonna lie.
Cat can go.
Yeah.
Fans, we have some good backstage after the show interviews and stuff that you're gonna like.
Yep.
That's all I'm gonna say is you're gonna like them.
Yep, that was awesome. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So definitely hit the killing fields, Pascagoula, Mississippi, Jackson County Fairgrounds there for Extreme Impact Wrestling. Their next show will be Saturday, March 24th in 2012 in the new year. XIW has been a promotion that ran every couple months. Hopefully they'll start running a lot more regularly to give me some good hardcore fix action to go along with some CSW. So, hey, gotta love XIW, man. We'll be back, I can assure you.
Definitely. When they run in March, that's plenty of time to get your schedule rearranged and make it happen.
That's right.
All right.
Anybody else got anything they want to say about some XIW?
I think all has been said.
It was good to see Brian B. Smooth there too. I do got to get him in on that. That was good to see him. I haven't seen him in a while, and he plays a great role in XIW, from organizing to helping to promoting to the ring announcing, everything. So
Absolutely.
Great job, Brian. Glad to see you're in good health and you look good. So keep it up, man.
One of the hardest working guys in indie wrestling in this area, whether you like him or you don't, just like whether you like XIW or don't. B Smooth loves indie wrestling. He pours his heart and soul into it. He travels all over to help promote indie wrestling. So Be Smooth, my brother, good to see you. We'll be back at the Killing Fields in March, so
See you soon.
that's right. And with that being said, we'll see you in
The front row.